Sinn Féin's remarkable surge in Saturday's Irish general election has put the issue of a united Ireland firmly back on the agenda. So are you worried about the breakup of the United Kingdom? In what leader Mary Lou McDonald described as something of a revolution, the left-wing Republicans came top of the pile in terms of votes cast in the country's proportional representation electoral system. Sinn Féin received 24.5% of the vote share on first preference, beating both major parties, Fianna Fáil on 22.2% and Fine Gael on 20.9%, counting of votes resumes on Monday in 26 constituencies to fill the remaining 82 seats. Mr Varadkar, whose days as Taoiseach are likely to be numbered after the disastrous result, has said it could be months before the formation of a new government. Mrs MacDonald is on record as saying Irish unity was the best way to defeat a Tory Brexit, and is likely to use her significant mandate to push for a referendum on the subject. The landmark Good Friday Agreement, which was signed in 1997, includes provision for a border poll. Secretary of State for Northern Ireland Julian Smith is required to call one if at any time it appears likely to him that a majority of those voting would express a wish that Northern Ireland should cease to be part of the United Kingdom and form part of a united Ireland. If he opts to do so, votes would need to be held in the north and the south, with majorities required in both for Irish unification to take place. Speaking after the polls closed yesterday, Mrs MacDonald said, "We want to talk to anyone who is interested in delivering a program for government. That is about getting to grips with the housing crisis and solving it, getting to grips with the crisis in health and giving families and workers a break and giving a new lease of life to government. A government that people relate to, that is in tune with the realities of people's day-to-day lives, not one that is aloof and adrift from the experiences of citizens." This campaign has been about change and giving Sinn Féin a chance to demonstrate what it feels like when it is led by or has a party of the people in it. That has been the theme of our discussions and conversations. This vote for Sinn Féin is for Sinn Féin to be in government, for Sinn Féin to make a difference, for Sinn Féin to be tested, for Sinn Féin to deliver. Mrs MacDonald is likely to take a harder line on trade negotiations with the UK than Mr Varadkar's party did previously, and should they be offered a seat at the table, talks with Britain are likely to become more difficult. Sinn Féin is committed to a policy whereby Northern Ireland is designated special status within the EU, with the whole of the island of Ireland to remain within the EU together. The party was also hugely critical of Mr Varadkar in the wake of the Brexit deal struck between the UK and the EU, arguing he had made far too many concessions to Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Current projections suggest Sinn Féin will take 37 seats in the 160-seat Dáil, or Parliament, meaning they will be hard to ignore when negotiations over the formation of the next government get underway, with Fianna Fáil leader Michael Martin, unlike Taoiseach Leo Varadkar, refusing to rule out a possible deal. He later cautioned observers not to jump the gun in interpreting his remarks as a signal an alliance with the party was in the offing. Mr Varadkar's last government, a minority Fine Gael-led administration including a number of independent TDs, was kept in power as a result of a confidence and supply deal with Fianna Fáil. Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil have swapped power in each election since Ireland's civil war in the 1920s.